Milestones, like one of the coolest things, I guess, is like that I say I made my first million by the time I was 24. That's one of the coolest things. But what's even better than that is helping other people make their millions. Got one guy that came from a really not so good part of town, and to make the story very short, worked with him for a while. He's a millionaire today.
Welcome to the Tailweight Offer Show, short form podcast edition. Right now we have Chris Kidd with the Chris Kidd Enterprises. And tell us what that is, please, sir.
So I'm a business coach and financial coach, and I work with companies that are typically 500,000 to 5 million to help them grow, scale, grow their revenues 30 to 50% in 90 days, find wasteful spending to cut out, and identify best uses of capital. And on the investment side, I work with investors who are trying to make the money work harder for them. I teach multifamily investing and options trading.
Super important, sound, quality, not advice, and place to come for that type of education right there. What inspired you to get into your current field of shark lizards?
Well, the thing that really inspired me is I really don't like seeing what happens with financial problems in families, and it really bothers me when I see broken homes. And the majority of the time, if you go through divorce proceedings and stuff, the number one thing that comes up is financial issues. So I said, if I can do something to fix that problem and eliminate that, then I can probably save some families. So that's really where it came from. And I don't like seeing some of the train wrecks that happen to some people, like professional athletes and stuff like that they get taken advantage of because they turn their money over to somebody that they think they can trust, and they don't take personal responsibility, and they don't understand what their money's doing for them.
I bet there's a lot more than people talk about it. You hear a highlight every once in a while on SportsCenter, please. Probably don't hear about it. Probably hear about a lot.
Yeah.
Probably cleaning up some big messes from time to time.
Yeah, I prefer to get with them before they have retired, because then it's like, okay, now we got to rebuild. And I've had several of those stories. But if you can get to them, preferably as they're coming in to whatever professional league that it is, or even in college nowadays, then that's much better because you can reach them early and avoid some of the pitfalls.
What would you say separates you from your competition?
I would say the biggest thing is the way that I learned. So one of my friends said, the reason that you're so good at teaching this stuff to people is because you didn't go through the normal process. You learned it, on your own, basically, and from a mentor, and I learned it not with all of the jargon and stuff. Now, I know that the jargon that I can use nowadays, but I explain it in, I say English. I explain it in layman's terms to where people can understand it, and I love working with athletes because I come from a sports background. My dad was a coach. I was coached since I was walking. He coached me all the way through high school, so I can football, basketball, and baseball up until my freshman year. I stopped playing after that when I dislocated and broke my thumb, and wasn't able to play then. I just never went back to her.
Yeah, so now give me anything you're excited about right now, or any major milestones that you bet, and because how many years again that you champion with this?
Oh man, so I've been doing this over a decade, but milestones, like one of the coolest things, I guess, is that I say I made my first million by the time I was 24. That's one of the coolest things. But what's even better than that is helping other people make their millions. I've got one guy that came from a really not so good part of town, and to make the story very short, worked with him for a while. He's a millionaire today. I've got another guy that I've got a really cool story on my Instagram right now that I met him several years ago. He was homeless, living out of his car. He came here from Baltimore just to meet with me. And I was like, well, I don't know that I can mentor you for free. Then he told me I'm living in my car. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll work with you for free. Today, he owns his own business. He's doing well. He's got a podcast of his own. He lives up in Dallas. Stuff is going really well. So stories like that are even better.
I love it. You got a podcast of your own tonight, or you said you're just starting one?
I'm just starting one, so it'll be up here very shortly.
That's awesome. Well, if anybody has any questions for you, how can you get a hold of you?
Just go to chriskidd.com, CHRISKIDD.com. That's the easiest way to find me. Financial Coach Kid on Instagram.
Yeah, here you go. check him out. Thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Good talking with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we'll see you on the next episode. Be great.